What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Patreon. We're back in America, even though we have more episodes coming from England. We got 2 more episodes coming from England.
Bangers.
Bangers. Yeah, absolutely. And we hope you're enjoying our little UK stint. And but right now we're back in the United States, and we're just talking about Burning Man because we are going to be going to Burning Man as a tribe, as a group. Even though Miles pussied out and Chiffy's too young.
Yeah, and Akash is about to any day now.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I've never been more scared to do anything in my life.
It was really sweet. You messaged me on the side. No, it was really sweet. He was like, I don't talk in the group chat because what did you say exactly?
Because it gives.
You said that?
Yeah.
You said something really sweet and vulnerable, and I had to do a joke right there because it was the right moment.
Yeah,
but please say the right thing.
timing.
Yeah,
but it gives me anxiety every time you guys talk about it. And son. Andrew sent a list of the things you need.
Yeah.
Vinegar for your feet. What the fuck is vinegar for your feet? Al, you got your toenails painted. You look like a right now.
I'm ready for Burning. I'm ready for Burning Man,
You're wearing
bro.
beret and painted toenails.
Hey, I'm a Parisian.
You're ready
bro.
for monkeypox. This guy trying to get it.
Let's run it up.
No, but you said you're like, I don't tap into the group chat a lot because it makes me like.
I actually want to go,
And
but
it's
every time
scary.
y'all are talking about it, I'm like, what the fuck am I getting into?
Yeah.
This
So you
is
just
not,
block it out.
Bro, even like skydiving is 3 minutes. This is days.
Yeah.
And I got no fucking clue what's going on. You know what I mean? I had my first time on stage, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
This is days.
My first time having sex. 3 minutes.
Just for the record, Akash dropped 2 F-bombs. Make sure you mark that.
I got it.
I think I said 1.
No,
Nah,
2.
you got
I
it,
absolutely. I knew that. That's why
Because the first one didn't slap. That's why.
Then he ran it back. Okay.
Sure thing, buddy. Keep your toenails painted.
This is
Here's what you
your.
gotta say to make it less gay.
Don't work.
Listen, we're all gonna have our toenails painted. In about
I
a
know
week and a
that.
half.
That's why it don't work.
Al's gonna seem like the most masculine guy ever in a week and a half.
Yeah, let's go.
When I've got full like eye makeup on. I think I'm into the eye makeup.
Son,
I think I might go eye
fuck
makeup.
with it.
Yeah.
It's nail art.
It's nail art.
Nail art.
It's
Yeah,
art,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's
Anyway,
art.
you're coming from India. This is gonna be like I think a lot of people would be
is an upgrade.
more nervous and concerned going to India.
I've been in India. I got family in India. I know what to expect in India. Where the fuck are we going?
We're going to Burning Man,
A desert, Black Rock Desert it's called?
Black Rock City, and there's a Black Rock Desert is there as well. And
Why you need vinegar for your feet?
It's like
I've never done that. I've never done that.
What is that, bruh?
Say again?
What is that?
Well, I don't know. I've never done it.
It's on the list.
We didn't do it.
I think vinegar is a way to get the dust off. Because you're completely covered in dust. Also, Akash is asthmatic, and it's a whole fucking thing.
Bruh. Masks the whole time. These are mandatory things. You gotta have a bandana for your face. I was like, I can stay in India for this.
You always say you're asthmatic. I've never seen you do anything asthmatic before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more asthmatic than you.
Yeah, get an inhaler.
That's because you're not vaxxed, buddy. That's COVID's fault. Not
Wait,
mine.
why are you asthmatic again? Yeah.
Born with asthma? What do you want?
But like, is there a test? Like, I think that's a fake
I've
thing.
never seen you do asthmatic shit before, ever.
I've been diagnosed.
But how? Like,
They
I'm
listen.
asthmatic?
They listen to.
Like, is that, like, what makes you asthmatic? Like, I go
so good all the time.
Like, yeah, is there like an
And
amount
I mean this
in
as a
your
compliment.
blood?
You breathe super nice.
No, when the doctor be listening to me with the stethoscope, they're always like, "Are you asthmatic?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But
Why? Do go do like this. Did you ever try that?
No, I haven't tried.
That was good.
That was kind of
was
shallow.
really
Yeah,
good.
I feel that was shallow.
No, that was
I
good.
felt like there was a depth I couldn't get to. My chest is like, cut
No,
that
you
shit
haven't.
out.
You
though.
just
gotta
got baby
believe.
lungs.
You gotta believe.
You got
Yeah.
baby lungs. Go to what's the kid's doctor?
Oh, pediatrician.
Go to pediatrician.
Go to a
Yeah.
pediatrician. I'm gonna do this right here, but keep going, keep talking. Let's not.
No, I
stop.
think
that
you just have
doesn't,
to believe.
Like stop things at all.
I feel like
I don't even know what's happening. This is Burning Man for 5 days.
Oh
This is
yes.
gonna be
yes.
like. This is gonna be
Prepare
like.
to be touched.
Yeah.
Al, I'm very serious. Why did you like it as a not white person? I get why white people like it. I
Why?
do. I
Wait, why
really
do white
do.
people like
it?
You
This-
love expression because you're. I don't know. Somehow society's muted you guys. You're not like loud in public. You're not like you're passive aggressive, not aggressive. So Burning Man, you just get to let it all out. I feel like as minorities, we be letting that shit out.
We do.
And like
this is
living
gonna
in
sound so,
poverty
like-
really
I mean,
appeals.
do you? Al can't even wear nail polish without his whole community absolutely
Yeah.
destroying him. Like, there's.
A chain smoker kissed T.I. to punch him in the face.
Okay, here's another thing. White people are very drawn
Well, let us
to-
destroy your first point.
Yeah.
So this idea is every culture comes with restraint. Like your culture absolutely comes with restraint.
Yeah,
and certain things there's you're allowed to express yourselves in ways we would never would. Like the holy is just like a crazy concept for probably a lot of the people in the West. But for you guys, I guess throwing the stuff, it's colorful, it's fun, it's you let loose, whatever it is. I'm not exactly sure what the history is of it, but like I imagine there's certain parts where you can't not be successful. So Burning Man, you get to do that.
Yeah.
Money doesn't matter.
Money doesn't matter. Where you come from a culture where it's like, you have to make money, you have to do these things, there's a way where you act, there's a way where you treat people. And then Burning Man is like, we're going to a place for 1 week where there is no money. And that might be like very, I don't know, a nice thing for you to experience.
Maybe. Please keep destroying points. Second point.
Yeah.
I want points destroyed. Second point. White people are really drawn to living in poverty. I go to India, I see it.
Yeah.
It's there. Like rough conditions, we get that.
Yeah.
Y'all don't. That's why you backpack. That's why you stay in hostels. All these things.
Yeah.
I don't get the appeal because it's like I already do that whenever I go to India.
Well, hostels are people who don't have that much money. They're often like kids in college and they don't have money to buy fancy
But no
hotels.
party's like, oh, I'll just wait until I can afford a nice hotel. Or you know what I mean? I'm gonna go backpacking. I'm gonna live out of my backpack.
No,
for a
because
month.
people want to go see Paris. Are you really
You could
grasping the idea of like wanting to see things and not having money? That's hard.
No. White people, you could just go on Hotwire, get an express deal, $90 a night. I mean, chilling,
Yeah.
living.
And if you can't,
Yeah.
what if you
People don't
can't?
have-
Don't go to
that
Paris, bro. What you doing?
Well, what
Wait,
if you still want to go?
wait. Get a job. Fucking bum. You know what I mean? What are you talking about?
As you're saying this, don't you realize how much you need this experience?
No.
No?
Oh, by the way,
I wish I did.
The vinegar's not for the dust to get off. It's for
the
the
cracks
the
in
chemical burn that develops from the alkali dust of the desert.
yes.
What the fuck is happening, yo? That's not crazy to anybody else.
It don't happen. It don't happen. We didn't have to use it.
You know what? Can I be honest with you? Your feet have not looked as cute since Burning Man. When we first started this podcast, you had fucking gorgeous feet, and
still
now
have-
you're trying to. Now
I
you
still have the
Now you're
prettiest feet.
juicing your toes. You know what I mean?
Juicing my
Using
toes.
performance enhancing polishes.
Using your toes.
That's funny. I still have the prettiest feet on the podcast.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. That's not saying much.
Is there anything that you feel in your life, like you go through therapy, right?
Not off this day.
Yeah.
Therapy guy.
Yeah.
Why do you go through therapy?
It helped me be gayer
Sure.
in a helpful way, in a useful way.
Yeah. So there are things that you wanted to express that you didn't feel like you could.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong about
Oh
that.
yeah. The whole point of therapy is just learn to.
No.
say what you feel. Right.
Why do you go to therapy? Don't talk about the point of
Yeah.
therapy. Why do you
To
need
learn
therapy?
to say what you're feeling, as
what do you,
opposed to
what
just
do you
acting
need
like
to
an
feel?
asshole.
What do you need to feel? So you felt restricted. You felt like you couldn't be yourself.
No. You have the feeling, but you don't know how to tell people, and a lot of times that leads to miscommunication. So therapy is, hey, here's the actual way to express it to people to smooth out any miscommunication that could happen.
Because you were communicating your feelings poorly, and then it was causing conflict.
Correct.
Got you. But you felt fine expressing the thing that you felt. It
No,
was
I would express it in a way that wasn't actually what I felt. I would just get like mad instead of saying, hey, this bothered me, or hey, this whatever, hurt my feelings, or whatever gay thing.
Yeah.
You would just get mad, but that would just lead to more conflict. And it's like, well, that's useless.
Yeah.
So why don't I just learn to say the thing, be a little vulnerable,
Yeah.
and then you can smooth out the conflict.
He's kind of bodying you, so you better come with a haymaker right
No,
now.
I agree with you about the concept of like therapy. I agree with you about the concept of therapy, et cetera.
Correct. I think this is leading somewhere, and I want it to
I
lead
know.
somewhere.
I want it.
What
Terrified.
if? What if there was a place that had to accept how you felt radically, no matter how you felt? Like if you were incredibly uncomfortable, if you were comfortable seeing people dress a certain way, act a certain way, feel comfortable in an environment, that made you feel uncomfortable. But what if you could express how you felt in that moment, no matter what, and they had to accept it? So you didn't have to go to therapy and learn all the gay words. You could just say how you felt, and you didn't feel so insecure saying them that it would lead to this like poor communication because the person that you were communicating to wasn't going to be able to like digest it well. Matter of fact, they had to digest it. And part of the principle was you must accept somebody radically and include you radically.
That is a cool idea. I'm gonna get chemical burns on my feet.
You got it. You got him. No. That was he got you.
That was a good
now
point.
you pivoted right now, son.
I didn't say there's nothing to gain from it. I think if I go, I might love it, but it's fucking
Do you know what this
terrifying.
feels like? This feels like when Europeans are like, Americans are so fat and you don't have health care. It's like, all right, here we go.
I don't.
Do you
want
think your
to-
concerns are unique about Burning Man?
You know,
like,
I
do you
don't.
think you're the only person to be like, it's dusty?
No,
Why are white people weird?
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna suck a lot.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me, the cost benefit is not quite lining up yet. But I want to go.
But I'm telling, like, this is my concern, and I expressed this with you before, which is like, I would rather you not go unless you want it.
yeah.
Because I don't want you to be like going around huffing and puffing. The white people so weird.
Yeah.
Because the point is, you're gonna ideally get lost in it. But if you don't think that you're at a point where you can do that, then I don't want you to
I
go.
do think I would get lost in it. My concern is also I will get lost somewhere and die. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Is that
to
all
you?
you're scared of? Is just
I
like the
didn't
actual
say-
elements?
I didn't start this. I probably cracked some jokes, but I didn't start this by saying, "Hey guys, this sounds like it's gonna not be any fun." I said this is the most scared I've ever been to do anything. Not because of emotions, but
Right.
because of actual survival.
You're gonna be in an RV.
You're saying scared.
You're sleeping in a bed.
Yeah. You're not like on the streets, bro. You have water, you have food. There's
This is gonna be the Ritz
60,000
of
people.
India.
Yeah, as nice as it gets.
You slept in an apartment with rats. There's no rats. Like, this is better than the majority of your adult life.
I hope so, because when I'm reading this list of shit to bring,
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
You've
dude?
never camped once in your life?
I've never done that.
You've never camped?
No.
Just like in
I
the
have
woods?
camped
Yeah.
for one night twice with my parents, and that's it. It was let's get the fuck out of here both times.
Didn't enjoy it at all.
I did not enjoy it. It was just I was there for 8 hours and then I'm out. There is no escape. I never had to question safety. I was like, my parents. You
But
don't think
also,
about this.
there's like an airport, like what, like an hour walk away?
Yeah. There's everything that you
I
need.
didn't know this either until
There's cops everywhere.
You know
There's-
that there's
no
not
cops
cops
everywhere.
everywhere.
I thought I had to fly into Vegas, which is another thing.
He didn't like
Don't
that.
offer
He didn't like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Chill out, bro.
Yeah, okay. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that it's the best way to go through this is to be open about it.
If I go,
Yeah.
again, I'm not. Jokes aside, I'm not worried about expressing myself or whatever. I think I'll go and I have some jokes up top, but then I'll have fun and love it. My actual concern is this is 5 days in a fucking desert with an infrastructure that gets built over the course of the week or whatever the fuck, and I'm just trusting all of this with my body and my health.
Yeah.
That's for y'all. That makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, I almost die. All the time.
Your breathing is fire. You
Yeah,
don't
your
even
breathing-
have
your
asthma
breathing's
anymore.
good, bro.
Yeah.
You can outthink your asthma, I'm telling you.
Maybe I can.
You can. You got to meditate more.
But this will be a good test.
If worst
I'm
case
already
scenario,
regretting inviting us. I'm like, this is the worst idea ever to invite you to
No,
this fucking
he's just
thing
afraid
that
if
I
he's gonna
love
go,
so much.
he's
I'm so excited about it. I'm just gonna have to hear you whine. Why are we putting vinegar on our toes for a fucking week straight?
It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
trust me, this is just red pill, blue pill. He's gonna, like, once you get there, you'll see it, and all of these things you're worried about, it's gonna go out the window. Like, I guarantee.
But you weren't
hope
worried
so.
about it. Like, you had also done a lot of traveling and
Yeah,
you
like-
experienced, like, you know, culture. Do you know what I mean?
No, I have, not even as a like, you say I'm a Parisian.
He's a Frenchman. Like French people they travel a lot more. You know? They have an
Exactly. You've
openness.
been out there in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you go to India, like, homeless people isn't culture.
Hey, you know who knows about culture?
Yeah,
The
we eat
Scottish.
dirt isn't culture.
What's your
Scottish people
culture?
have culture, dude.
What is it? You wear
Kilts,
gay-ass skirts,
fried
and
chicken,
walk around. Is that why
fried
Burning Man
chicken,
helps you get in touch
freedom.
with your culture?
We made fried chicken, fam. You,
don't
didn't know
got
that?
freedom?
Oh, yeah,
we made
yeah,
fried
yeah.
chicken,
You don't got
son.
freedom?
We know this.
You don't got
we know
freedom?
this. We're more free than your women.
Hey, that sounds fun. Hey, what fun
The
life
average
that is.
Scotch person is more free than Indian woman.
No, that's just because nobody wants to have sex with them.
Well, isn't that what you guys wish?
No.
Wouldn't that be your dream for Indian women?
we
there?
have sex with our women.
No, I know.
Whether they want to or not.
That's my joke. That's what I'm saying. Their dream would be that you guys don't want to jump on them a lot.
Who? Our dream or their dream?
The women in India,
Yeah.
their dream is
No, you guys
that they
have
could
the
walk
freedom.
down the
No,
street.
you guys have the freedom because no one wants to have sex with them.
Yeah,
Your
that's
women are
better.
unrapeable.
Isn't that better?
Unrapeable
But
women.
isn't
you
that
have.
better?
I mean, for whom?
Do you
Depends on
think
what side
do you
of the
think the
coin
women in India are going, well, at least we're rapeable?
No, no, no.
Do you think that's what they're saying? Look, guys, this was a tough gang rape, but at least we're not Scottish.
Whose
At least they're not the
Whose
Scottish
side am
women.
I on here? The men or the women?
The Indian side.
Yeah, the men. We got it, bro.
Wow, dude, doubling down.
He's like,
doubling down.
I'm for rape.
This is Akash's gift to the playa, bro. It's gonna be his gift.
Actually, I don't know if we can put him in this situation, dude. He
Are we
might
on
not control
Patreon or
himself.
not?
What's gonna be your gift to the playa? Where are you gonna bring
I've been
that
trying to
from?
figure that out too. I got to get something from India, bring it over. People will love that, I think.
What if we threw like a holy fest?
Huh?
Ooh.
A holy
Isn't there
fest.
enough dust? The whole thing is holy. You know what I mean?
That doesn't sound like him.
It's not cool. It's not cool colors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I would absolutely do that. Whatever you want to share with it. And I want you to get out your concerns, but I don't want you to have I'd rather be more vulnerable than critical.
Yeah. When I say I'm scared I'm going to die, that's me being vulnerable.
Yeah, that is, I don't believe you believe that.
Okay.
Do you really think death is on the table?
I don't think death is on the table, but I'm concerned about my safety.
There's been one person that died there and they ran into a fire.
Killed
Can you
himself.
not run into a fire? Even if there's a woman saying no, can you not run? Is that possible?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if I can control myself.
I don't know.
Nah, but that's a pretty good track record. Like for all the years that this event has
It's-
gone on,
that
only
is
one
comforting.
person
That's genuinely
has died.
comforting.
Nobody's dying
Yeah.
That we know of.
that we know of.
Yeah.
That's true. Look, I'm sure people have died.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying.
What I will say, and this is something that I've experienced from there, is that like, there's no fucking stop signs or anything. You don't see a lot of fucking accidents with the bikes. You don't do these things. And I think what happens, and maybe this is some fucking like douchey libertarian take, but when you're literally reliant on yourself, because it's radical self-reliance, you take care of yourself a little bit more. When you're at Coachella and there's fucking security guards everywhere, you're like, all right, let me go fucking blow a line of Molly and just go crazy because I know worst comes to worst, that security guard's gonna drag me out of here, put me in that ambulance, and then I'm fucking good. But when you're out there and you're feeling what you feel, which is like, fuck, I could die.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I got water in my backpack. I gotta make sure my bike is fucking ready to go. I gotta make sure everything, because I could die. You take care of yourself a little bit more.
All right.
And you have people out there who like, they really want you to have an amazing time.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't realize it. I thought when I went the first time, I'm like, I'm this like intruder. You ever go like, you're like a tourist and like,
I do feel like that a bit. Yeah.
let me explain this.
Yeah. Because I don't get it, and y'all all get it, and I'm also like, man, these guys are all going, I don't want to be some buzzkill because I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I walk in there not knowing what the fuck I'm gonna do, and then if I can't have fun, then what do I do? I'm just gonna ruin these guys 5 days, or I'm gonna go off by myself and try to figure it out. But if I can't, then I'm just in the desert for 5 days with no escape. And
Well, no, you can escape.
You can leave.
Anytime you want, you can leave.
I also, I forgot there's that airport
There's
an hour away.
airport, there are buses in and out. Anytime you want, you're free. There are people just going that you could leave. They got to go do shit.
Fair. That is actually comforting.
Anytime you want, you can leave. So you have that freedom. You're not locked in.
I thought you were locked in.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
you're
not at all.
there and that's it.
But keep this in mind. The first year I went, I thought that I was like this like guy. I was like intruding on this really cool thing, and I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what it's like
Like a white guy going to a black club, and you're like, oh, they're doing their thing, and I'm gonna stick out.
I always felt like I was helping them when I would do that. Like you know what I mean? No. But like, yeah, like not necessarily white black club. It would be more like there's like this cool subculture thing, right? And the finance bros are showing up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like you're taking advantage of this like cool,
It's a
unique
pure thing, and you're gonna come be impure.
And I thought that when I went there, and that was my insecurity. And I was like, fuck, like, am I like, they have this cool thing and I don't really know much about it. And I feel like kind of like a fraud and like whatever. And then what I realized the second year is you live vicariously through the people going for the first time because you remember your first hit. Mm-hmm. So you look at their eyes when they're seeing things and it reminds you of when you saw this art in the middle of the desert for the first time or this crazy fucking light show. Like you just they're so excited and you're excited because it reminds you of your own. Mm-hmm. And so they love the new people coming. Mm-hmm. I think what they don't like is the people that aren't true to the spirit of it. Like, you know, that you had that saying, "You're here for the weekend," is like that saying, like, you know, some like douchebags from LA just popping in for the weekend and fucking leaving.
I thought not true to the spirit of it. I'm also like, if I end up not really leaning in, and I'm like, I'm not as into, I don't want to go in with that mentality, but I'm worried if I go there and I'm like, you know, I'm not as into this as everybody else.
That's
then
okay.
I'm ruining everybody's time.
No.
So because I know how excited you are, and I wouldn't go with anybody else. Truly,
No, I know. And listen, the reason I want you to go is because I think you embody a lot of the ethos of Burning Man already. It's just underneath the
Flannel
need to be a
shirts.
comedian in the flannel shirts.
Yeah.
The comedian, and also just like what is the funny thing to say is you know how stupid it is or whatever, blah blah blah. But I think you in your core, you want to help people, you're concerned, you're an empath, you want people to have a good time, you want them to be happy. And I think that's part of a lot of what this is about.
yeah, I would love that. I think, and if that's
And you'll find that. Because there's not one thing to do there. There are people that go there with their kids. There are old people that just go and stay on the fringe.
The
and they
marathon
do their own
thing blew my mind. That people just
There are
go.
people that run a marathon every day in the morning. They don't party. They're not doing Molly all night. They're just there.
Yeah.
This is, for me, it's like, it became like my North Star, right? I'm not saying that this is like a real place where people could live forever, but it showed me like what humans can do when you take out the fuck shit, what we're capable of. When you add some drugs, that's really nice too. Like everybody's feeling good. But you take away money, now there's no like hierarchy in terms of value, like you can't get in.
Yeah.
Do
Take
you know
away
what I mean?
brands. Like there's no status
Take away
indicator.
brands, the status is gone, right? It's not like I got the fanciest shit. And you make everything inclusive. You can't have your little party with your red rope. Everybody gets to go everywhere. So now the insecurity you have of not being good enough is gone. And you're not poorer than anybody because there's no money. So that insecurity's gone. And you notice after the first few days, the defense mechanisms that we use in life to protect ourselves start to like fall apart. And then people are like open and like really loving and caring and wanting to fucking help you out. Like they're dying to give you something. It usually in life, we're dying to protect what we have, right? It's like, I have a bunch of sandwiches. I don't want people eating all my sandwiches.
Yeah.
They're making sandwiches so you can eat them.
Right.
And they're, please, can I give you a sandwich? It's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
Please, can I give you a massage? We have massage tables set up. Can we please give you, this is our gift and we need someone to take it so we feel good. The opposite, you exist in society of take, and then for a week you just give. And then it becomes the North Star. For me, it's just like, oh, this is what I can be as a person. This is what I know people can be. And I remember after the first time I went, like, you live in like a matrix. It's weird. Like, for like it starts to wear away, but I remember like, it felt like I was in the matrix. Like every interaction I had with somebody, I knew what they wanted, regardless of what they said. Does that make sense? Like they're talking to me and then I'm like, oh, this person just wants to vent and I'm gonna be here to listen.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of me trying to get what I needed
Yeah.
out of every interaction with that person. Oh, I want to get a laugh so I can feel good about myself. Or I started like seeing every conversation in terms of what that person really, he just wants some silence. That's cool. I'll give him some silence. Like I wasn't taking, and it was awesome. Like you give for a week, just give every conversation, and it goes away.
I see the therapy tie in there.
Right?
Because that's essentially.
But this is who you are.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that like if you could let it go, and it will take it away no matter what. You can't keep it up. It's like, it's too powerful. Nobody goes there for the week and they can keep on that's weird and the vinegar or whatever. Nobody that I've ever experienced has been bigger than it.
Yeah.
And then you get to this really cool place where you know, I think you would get a lot out of it. But I'm also in the place right now where I'm not in the matrix. So I'm seeing you react this way, and then selfishly I'm just going, oh, he's dissing this thing that I like, and now I have to make fun of him.
Dissing was jokes, but I also, the vinegar thing, I was like, dog, what the, this is gonna be a fucking tough thing to make it through.
Yeah.
Just survival-wise, period. That's when I was like, God damn, what am I getting myself into?
You're gonna survive the easiest because you're not gonna be doing drugs.
I do mushrooms.
But you're not gonna be doing drugs that are gonna sap your dopamine.
Yeah.
Whereas like that gets a little bit,
Okay.
you know.
Al, what did you like about it?
It's kind of hard for me to put into words because a lot of the stuff that what Drew was saying in terms of just like all the rules that we have now in society. And me as a black man, it's like there's a lot of times I feel like I'm not supposed to be in certain rooms. Like a country club, I'm not supposed to be there. We all know that. And it's like being in a place where everyone is accepting, everyone's giving, everyone's loving. Like you really feel different. And then you have like this set, like awakening for like, oh shit, humanity's actually nice.
good.
We're actually
capable of
good
good.
people.
I could see myself getting into that super quickly.
And it's like,
Because
it's,
you can
to
trust
me,
everybody.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, they don't want anything from you. There's no money that they can take.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
I also think it's more radical for New Yorkers, truthfully. Like I think
Yeah.
growing up in New York, like
Possibly.
life is so like people are so much more opportunistic, and things are like you're more paranoid of people fucking you over.
I mean, like, I mean this 100%. Like, before I went there, every interaction I probably had with a stranger, I'm doing calculations to see what they might want from me, especially kindness. I didn't know how to react to like stranger kindness. I'm like, are you trying to sell me something? Are you trying to save the environment? Like every day I'd walk down the street and there'd be someone who would go, hey man, do you have a moment for gay rights? Hey man, they were using kindness as a way to manipulate me into getting money out of me. So stranger kindness was like weird. And I think that's why New Yorkers are so like ball busty. Cause like if I make fun of you, you could trust me.
Then you know I'm authentic.
If I was, hey, how you doing? I'm like,
Yeah,
what do you
there's a
mean? Why
sales
you
pitch.
care how I'm
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Like everybody else who cared about how I'm doing is trying to get money out of me. Even when dudes rob you in New York, it's like, hey, what's up, fam? Oh, I like that jacket. I like
Yeah,
that shirt.
they
I
start-
never been
yeah.
robbed mean. I've been robbed complimented.
Oh,
like,
can I ride your bike?
bro,
That'd be
that
so
bike
cool.
is fire, bro. Like,
They took my moped, bro. They were like, yo, this shit is so cool. We were riding up and down the block for a good half hour. A bunch of people. He's like, oh shit, can I get a turn or whatever? And he was like hyping everybody up. Turned left and I didn't see him again. Son, he waited 30 minutes
Son.
for the play. Yeah, it's crazy.
I respect that actually.
every time, bro, it's like on the sub, yo, those sneakers are fire, bro.
Yeah.
I love your sneakers. What size are you?
Yeah.
Like, I remember having that happen to me.
I don't know. I feel like growing up in
I'm a
religious
6.
communities in like the South, that doesn't happen as much. That's why when we go to Chicago and some dude's got his hand in his jacket, he's like, "Which way is the store?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'll walk
take
you
my
there.
phone. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll show you on my phone.
But one
Yeah.
thing you have that I think I used to have that I envy is you'll talk to strangers a lot. And I've been here like 15 years now. And we went somewhere I think I took you to Seattle. And Mark was like talking to everybody. And I was like, bro, shut the fuck, man. I don't have time for this. What the fuck is going on, man? How you got this energy?
I accidentally flew back from Athens and I got the Delta One upgrade, so I gave it to my girl for the first half, and we were gonna switch halfway through the flight. I ended up getting this combo with this chick next to me. We talked for like 8 hours. And then I just didn't ever switch. My girl came back. She was like, "Do you want to switch?" And I was like, "She's getting to the good part of the story." And I just ended up staying back there talking to some random lady for 8 hours.
God, maniac, bro.
Son, I know,
Jesus. What a
I know,
maniac.
son, that's crazy, bro.
Make a clarification. Who was this woman?
She was like a 65-year-old.
Okay,
That's better.
You
Like,
should put that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was smashed though. I was for sure. Yeah, I was for sure.
I didn't even
smashed.
take it that way because this motherfucker talks to anybody.
Yeah.
It could be
Also,
a
I was just
child
like,
or
how can a
elderly
woman tell a story that engaging?
Well, it was an 8-hour story. It
She was
sounded like-
telling me crazy shit, dude. It was crazy. I don't even want to. I don't know what. Yeah, I'll say. one
I'm
part.
just hearing this. You wasted your lay flat
Yeah.
Delta One. Were you
Well,
sitting
his wife
up?
got
coming
you
in?
there.
Yeah, I was in economy. I was in economy, just fucking sitting there. But she told me that her mom divorced her dad, left because she ended up getting pregnant by the priest of their local church,
Fire.
and then kept the baby, and then donated the kid to the charity or whatever. And then
Fire.
And then the dad stopped going to church, but she kept on going more.
Obviously.
And then she was pregnant in church with the kid, with the priest kid at one point, wearing like a big dress, trying not to let anyone know.
Heat.
And then all of her kids came back from like wherever they were, and like they were all going and getting communion from the priest.
Oh, no.
While their mom was knocked up by him.
No.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm not laying flat for this shit. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
This is an
yeah,
awesome
yeah,
story. This is crazy. But yeah, so I'm down to talk to everyone. That's why I'm so excited.
You
to go to Burning
should,
Man.
man.
Oh
It's,
yeah, you're gonna.
I mean, dude, it's, it's
you're gonna be
fucking
talking
great.
nonstop.
No,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
right.
like, and like,
It's so great.
How are we gonna find Mark?
I'm
Don't
gonna get
find
that.
It's not
anybody.
about finding no one.
oh, just have your experience.
We'll
and-
Yeah,
eventually
I'm more
come
worried
back
about Dove
to-
ruining it than Akash. I'll be honest. I think Akash is gonna go, and
No,
he's gonna
I'm,
acquiesce.
I'm worried about Akash ruining the time until we're there.
well, I'm
Oh,
flying
yeah.
in late, so don't even worry about that.
Yeah, yeah,
hold
but
on,
just
hold
deal
on.
him. Let me finish.
Because I know an
Can I
insult's
just,
coming.
Can I just get,
I feel it.
You're
Continue.
very perceptive.
No. So okay. Listen. This is why, and I'm very excited for this. And I'll tell you. But once you're there, and I think you're in it, and I mean this sincerely, you're one of my best friends in the whole world. this is like in you. Like,
Thank you.
You are like pure and good man. And I think that when you're in this environment where you'll be able to do that, and like that will not only be like rewarded, you'll see other people also doing it. You just get to access that, like that version. I'm sure it's what you feel when you're with your family. You love your family so much because you probably feel vulnerable enough to like be this kind, sweet guy with the, you know, your nephews, your nieces, and the aunties and uncles, you know.
No, I love that.
So I think you really enjoy it. Now with Dove, this is the concern with Dove.
He's a planner.
Now, no. Everybody's gonna have their roles there, and it's gonna be great. And you're gonna fall into these things, and like it will help the group, and it'll be awesome. This is the thing with Dove. Dove
is a Jew.
Well, I was gonna say it differently. Dove has been raised. He's been raised where he's constantly looking for an angle, an advantage, whatever. Now, when you're looking for an angle or an advantage,
You're already getting taken advantage of. He's trying to take advantage of people.
Well. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So he's trying to get like he's in the hotels when he's younger, and his mom is saying, "Go get the shampoos from every fucking room, and we're gonna take it." It's like, how can I get the? Can I say that? How can I get the
He
angle?
didn't do it like a swarmy monster.
Not in a bad way.
We did that shit
Jesus.
too, son. Every time we went to a hotel, new towels for the house.
So, but the
For real? You take the towels?
Son, the towels.
Those towels,
Oh,
super
yeah.
bleached towels, they dry the best.
Let's fucking go.
What are you talking about?
I'm not being critical. I guess what I'm saying is like, as a way of life, Dove is like really a genius negotiator. Like he's the highest level I've ever seen, right? Like it's unbelievable. But with that also comes with the idea that other people might be trying to negotiate against you, right? So you're always on the defense as well. How is somebody getting more out of this interaction than me? So the hardest thing that you're gonna have to deal with, but I think the thing that will open you up the most is knowing that people aren't trying to get over on you. Like your head is always working in that way. It was amazing. We went the other day to go fix Vala's head. Vala's head was swollen, half of it. He looked like an idiot. And he was walking around the office moping, looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
And
But the single pox, he had one pox.
Yeah, he had one monkey pox, right? and
One pop.
so we took him to the emergency, whatever, right? And we're in the emergency room, and Dove's already starting to feel uncomfortable because it's like dirty people, right? And we have to go, and we try to open the door, right? We try to open the door at the elbow, and the door won't open by just pushing. You have to turn the knob, right?
No.
Now I go to turn the knob, he goes, and then he realizes that it's dirty because the dirty people have touched it, and he pulls back, and then he allows me to get dirty. Now, at that point, this is typical Dove. At that point, I go,
It's also typical Andrew to get upset by that.
no, this is principle. You're worried that the dirtiness could cause harm to you. So you're like, I don't want to touch it. But then you will take advantage of me getting dirty to get what you want. Talk to me. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong.
You have the dirtiest hands.
He's already
out of
so
everybody.
dirty that I'm like, what's he gonna do?
Battle everything.
Okay, right. So if he literally said this, if he was like, hey, why don't you get like a napkin because other people are dirty here, I would go, I don't give a fuck about this shit and walk out. But the fact that you could have taken advantage of that
He
situation.
felt like he wasn't looking out for you.
Bro,
Exactly.
you don't wash your hands after the bathroom
I know,
for
that's what
20
I'm
years.
saying.
No, you're
But
right
it's,
about
it's
this.
not about the objective dirtiness. It's about him feeling like you don't care
Yeah,
about
but
his
he
well-being.
weighed that in his head. He was
Yeah.
like, there's nothing on that doorknob could be worse than Andrew's hands.
Yeah, I know.
He
But that's,
weighed it in
That's
his head.
fair, but please believe if there was like the cleanest human being in the world next to him in that moment that would die if he'd touched anything dirty, and he'd be like, okay, I'm
No,
not
if it
gonna
was a girl, he wouldn't have. He would have been like, stop. If there was a vagina,
there could be
he would have been
a
stop.
child with
I'd
leukemia.
walk
and he'd be
out,
like,
walk
"Go,
right
open
back into a store that has Purell
Yeah.
at the pump. Just get in there.
No. I'm not. What I'm trying to say
Yeah, they
is,
don't have Purell at a hospital. It's impossible to find.
Why do they have
Impossible
a doorknob?
to find.
Why do they have a doorknob? That wasn't hygienic.
it wasn't hygienic. He's right. And then
Leave. Sorry.
now but we've gone through these types of things before, and then it becomes a
What did
negotiation.
you guys end up doing? You both just stood outside the door?
No,
yelled
we
at
just
each other?
sat down.
We literally went and took seats.
And we're like, we're gonna wait for someone to leave. and this is because now it's not about the dirtiness,
Yeah, it's
right?
his neurosis and your stubbornness battling against each other.
Exactly. Now,
Here's the thing.
go.
If it's an instinct, I give people like, all right, the instinct is survival. Maybe you got scared, but Dove is constantly like that. And the fact that he would dig in and wouldn't be like, Nah, yeah, I guess that was kind of shitty. I'll open the door. That's where, Dove, you get annoyed.
That's why we didn't talk for 3 months after Israel, because it was the stubbornness and it was my stubbornness and what'd you say?
His neurosis.
His neurosis, right? Lack of consideration is another way to look at it. But
Planning the whole trip, 10 days.
That was worth it.
Yeah.
Plan the whole trip. Right. Not just a nice kind act you can do, but that there's value in that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's why every time you say something at Dove or you criticize him, he brings up a nice thing he did for you because it's the negotiation.
The ledger is there.
Yeah,
right?
I'm negotiating.
So
it all
he's the
time.
blockchain. He's a human blockchain. Literally, every transaction.
No, I'll make an observation on the Burning Man part.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Just to Dove coin.
That's good.
Okay, so just to finish, what I'm really excited about is specifically with you, and why I don't think that he's gonna ruin it is because I think no. I mean this sincerely. I'm not being critical. Please, give me the opportunity to say it. Is that given a system where he realizes that people aren't trying to take advantage of him, not trying to negotiate against him, not trying to give him the shitty end of the stick. Dove is a really good human. Like you feel like immense guilt. You don't want to hurt anybody. You want to do that. And then once you realize that other people are just looking out for you and trying to treat you right, you're like, well, I could never negotiate against these people. Because there is no negotiation. There's no money to be made. There's no money to be saved. And it's just people out here wanting to help. And I really think that you will, once you realize that all these other people out here are not acting against you, they're acting for you, I think will bring out the side of you that we all love, which is this kind, caring, thoughtful person who's constantly trying to make everybody's life better and easier. And I'm really excited for that.
Can I tell you then?
Is that fair? Is that fair? I wasn't being critical.
Very fair, and I'll make the best point of this.
But we're putting you in a different camp.
I think
I'll be
this honest.
you could call it. Yeah, go.
The hardest part about Burning Man is listening to him tell me about fucking Burning Man, about who I am, I don't need to negotiate. You're ruining my Burning Man experience. I want to put vinegar on me right now. Shut up. First of all, we all know I could survive anything. With fucking
Nobody's
quesadillas.
worried about that.
I'm Moroccan. I'm nomadic. We're literally going to my zone. I can handle dry heat. The thing that I'll agree,
Nobody's saying anything about
the one thing that it is that I can say I'm not trying to go out and negotiate. I like people just in general. That's
you're great.
I'm not looking to negotiate with people. But when I party, I'll admit this, that it's usually I go out to party to meet girls.
Yep.
That's a big thing where it's I was saying it to the guys, I'm gonna do Molly. Molly's a love drug. I just want to love bomb. And instead of saying, all right, now it's where's my partner? Who's my girl? I want to drop those guards, drop all that. It's not about any fucking insecurity about where can I fucking haggle? Let me set up
I don't
a
think
thing.
you have an insecurity.
That's crazy, bro.
What's that? Go.
When he gets on Molly, he wants to fuck even more, son.
But the thing is, you can't really. I'm not looking to
RV.
fuck.
He's gonna be humping your leg.
I'm not looking to fuck. You can't really fuck. Kissing's incredible, but I'm not looking for sex. I'm gonna hug a lot of you.
Hey,
okay?
listen,
I can't wait.
Hugs is cool.
and
cool.
there's something in me.
I'm not gonna hug him. It's
No, but I'll say this, even me explaining these experiences for you guys, there's something selfish in me about that. Why do I need to explain what I think you guys are going to get out of it? What insecurity am I covering up by doing that?
I don't think you're not covering up an insecurity. You really just want everybody to have such an amazing time.
I do, yeah.
It's really.
I am
I'm so excited. I know how you felt the first time I went.
Yeah.
I'm so geeked that you guys are going. I was telling Val, I was like, yo, I'm in service to you. Whatever you need to make this experience the best, whatever.
See, that's
I'm
beautiful.
so
and I appreciate,
I'm so hype about this.
I appreciate the hype so much, but I think it's because I'm from LA and so many people have been going year after year and I haven't gone.
Yeah.
That it's almost I know what the experience is and what to expect. And I've been to parties and all-nighters and all those things. And I'm actually afraid to not experience. Right now, I'm actually afraid to not experience what you're selling.
No. Just whatever happens, happen. I don't want to build too much. I already am regretting my knee-jerk reaction to you. I wish I just smiled and I was this is how he's processing the insecurities of going to this thing that he has never experienced before.
Strong arm that and say, hey, you owe him the trust for whatever.
I wish I did that
and
because it was my
you can bail in
insecure
24 hours.
bullshit that felt like I needed to fight back instead of just going hey man, it's gonna be a great time, and like any way I can make you feel more comfortable, just let me know. I wish that was my fucking knee-jerk reaction.
Oh, good, you said it.
But and I don't know. For me, what happens afterwards is for a little bit, you kind of have it, and it goes away, and you feel it going away, and it's the shittiest feeling. Like you feel like your superpower is just like slowly draining out of you, and I think that's why these people, they'll find like other burns around the world. It gets addictive, but like for a little bit, you don't need as much. It's cool to not need, especially in what we do, where we constantly need approval. You know, we're doing comedies, laugh at us, or watch our content, that kind of stuff. It's cool to not feel that as much.
I can't wait to bomb and be okay with it as soon as I get back. I don't need your approval.
What do you guys need now? You don't want to listen?
Oh, you need to laugh? Well, I don't need to make you laugh. So there it is.
You think you're gonna do mushrooms?
I even before I ever smoked weed, I said the two things I would do would be weed and mushrooms. So I'm not positive I will.
I still don't really count you smoking weed. I'll be honest. You can't. You did one. It was like 1 minute. You didn't feel it. Did you feel it?
Hey, listen. That he's pure. But Akash was like, I guess he needs to say that to feel good. All right, that's fun. You cannot count it. That was beautiful, bro. We're all just gonna be Akash afterwards.
I wish Miles was going because I feel like he's not gonna be partying as much.
What's the issue?
And
with
that was gonna be my guy.
Shifty can't come because of age,
Yeah, I understand.
but you don't have that issue.
I mean, like one thing is that I think it's a great experience, and like I know you love it so much, so I was very I didn't want to say no in a way because I was like, oh, and this is Andrew giving his thing. This was like your wedding in a way where I was like, oh, he's sharing such a unique experience that he really wants to share. So I was like, oh, I don't want to say no, but I was more excited by the other events around that experience than actual Burning Man. Like the RV thing when it was like, you're going to have to drive from Olympia all the way down. I was like, oh, that's really exciting. That for me is like, cool. It's going to be me and Mark driving RVs, like doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, the getting all the items, packing all the stuff, all of that is like the excitement of it. But I didn't have any excitement for the Burning Man.
That's okay too.
Yeah. And that was why I was sort of like, oh, I think I have excitement in the wrong places.
But that's okay. And maybe after seeing it, you'll want to do it another time or whatever.
That's
like
the
that.
thing.
Or
I was
not.
like, I could go another time too, maybe some other day.
Dude, and you're right to be excited about that. I was gonna fly right in.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, you guys can get the fucking RVs. I went through all that shit. It was annoying. And then as we started planning it, I was like, oh, I kind of love the drive and like going to the fucking Walmart and picking up all the stuff and the anticipation and it's all part of it. So yeah. Mark, any thoughts?
No, I'm just stoked. I'm like trying not to read too much about it. That's my only thing. It's like I just
That's
want to
my
know
only
everything.
He
concern.
doesn't
is
read
that
about it. He watches
you become
2-hour
an
documentaries
expert
on
about it.
I want to like know the history. I want to know all the people. Like I want to know everything about it.
Selfishly, I want you to do it because I want you to be a resource for the things that I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know? I mean that. Like we even spoke about this the other day, like who the roles or what people are going to do. But unselfishly, I want you to go in without so much expectation because I want you to be able to curate your own trip in the moment, not do it prior and then feel like you have to live up to all these things. Like I want you to just kind of get lost.
Yeah.
Like let's not see you for a day.
Yeah, I'm stoked. It's like I've never been. I don't really know. Like I know what I've like read about it, but it's kind of like I don't know. I've had a lot of like childhood experiences similar, like retreats and shit for like school and stuff. That's like little pockets over. Like you go for a weekend and no one has their phones, and you all have to like do like team building exercises and shit for a weekend, like. Or like a mission trip in a different country and everyone just goes just to like give and medical care and shit like that. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I feel like it'll be a version of that plus like drugs and like people going there for like a really pure mindset. Yeah. And camping. So I'm like, it's all the shit I like.
And shitty people too.
Yeah.
Like it's not everybody is good.
I don't mind shitty people. If they're interesting. And
they also make you appreciate the good people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you could have an interaction, you're like, they're not representing it. And then you could have an interaction with this other person, you're like, oh my God, that fucking guy, that's it. That's the North Star. This is how we should live. Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. This is gonna be great. I'm so excited. I wish it was tomorrow. Okay, I mean, what else could we talk about now? There's nothing left.
Well, there's a few things.
No, we all went on vacation.
Yeah.
What did you guys? Well, were you even able?
No, Tempe
You came right
Improv.
back.
Yeah.
Tempe Improv. How was
Yeah.
Tempe, Arizona?
Yeah, shows were actually fire, but the whole time I was like, I could be in fucking London right now, or France, or wherever. So I want to hear y'all's experiences because mine was just work.
Well, tell me about Crete.
That shit was awesome.
Okay, so you went to Crete. Now, Crete
Yeah.
is an island.
It's the biggest island. I think it's the closest island between Greece and North Africa and Tunisia.
Is Crete Trojan horse?
No.
Why do we know Crete? Why have we heard
It's
about
like
Crete?
the genesis
I've
of
heard
like
as well.
Greek mythology. That's where Zeus was born.
Okay.
Is like according to the Greeks, but also is like a cornerstone for a bunch of like war strategy. So it was owned by everyone. It got fucking raped.
Yep.
Like it was like owned by the Greeks for a long time. It got owned by the Ottoman Empire and like the Turks for a while.
Romans?
It got owned by Romans, I think, for a little. It got owned by Nazis during World War II. It got owned by
wow.
the Egyptians for a little bit. It was its own independent country for a long time. So like the makeup of the country is like fascinating.
Yep.
There's like an old synagogue, like one of the oldest synagogues. It was like it became like a haven for exiled Jews from Spain, Dubs people.
Yeah.
Go.
And like literally there's like a synagogue and then there's a mosque and then there's like a church and they're all like on the same street and they all are preserved from fucking 1600s.
Wow.
It's insane. And it's been owned by everyone. So there's like and people describe it there as like the Texas of Greece. That's what everyone said. So there's like a big like gun culture. Everyone has guns there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of them are like illegal or like unregistered. So it's not like fucking Glocks and shit, but like people have like shotguns and stuff like out in the mountains.
Yeah.
And
they're
do
everywhere.
they want to be independent as well?
Yeah. They
Protection
some people
thing.
do. Like there was like a bigger push for it back in the day, but like
Yeah.
not so much anymore.
It's like they're from Crete first, Greek.
Yeah, exactly. And
Greece
there's like
second,
a certain
first
sense of
Yeah.
like arrogance. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Greece is cool, but like we have the best food in Crete, and like we have the best olive oil, and like the best
Yeah, yeah.
wine. The best Greek wine is Cretan,
Yeah.
and so everything was Crete.
There's a cool thing that the colonies didn't exist long enough independently for us to develop these like unique identities. I think like when you had the 13 colonies in America,
Yeah.
right? And go.
I think I know where you're going. Like in Europe, it's like every country feels we're the best at everything.
yeah.
We have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best
Every
food.
city.
We
Every
have the best
city.
city. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the best event. Like we have the best people. They all feel like they're the best. I love that shit.
And what's kind of interesting is like even the way that how like Africa was carved up by like white Europeans, right? Like the way that they carved up Africa, we look at it now, we're like, this is horrible. You're just connecting these tribes of people that don't have anything. Now they have to like have one constitution to govern them all. But I think back in the day, not saying it was right or wrong, but they were like, well, yeah, that's just what we've done here. The Greeks were like, we'll take Crete. Then the Ottomans were like, nah, it's ours.
Yeah.
Like all these different cities that we know in Europe were eventually part of what this empire and then that empire, then carved out. It's like carving is what kind of happened.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know?
the ones that were up for grabs.
Right, the ones that
Yeah.
have value.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
like if it wasn't like obviously connected or like if it was a fringe area like off to the side.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well-
to do it to the whole continent, is that how all of Europe was? Is just
It-
territory battles?
No, well, yeah, it was, but it happened much slower.
Right.
So the culture got to merge a little bit
yeah,
longer,
yeah.
and I think they did it so quickly that the culture didn't merge, right? Like Cretan people have been like Cretan for years, and they
Yeah.
develop an identity.
And they're like ethnically Greek, even when they were Muslim. Like
Right.
at a certain point, like the island was like 60% Muslim, even though all their last names were Stephanopoulos or whatever the
Right.
fuck. Like they were still like ethnic Greeks, but their first names were all of a sudden Muhammad.
That's interesting. They kept the last name because usually Muslims will change the name. Like you
Yeah,
go to
like
like
there's a few different like I don't know. I just know this from like a few different ones I looked up, but like
Yeah.
there are like Muslim academics from Crete, and their names will literally be like Abdul Stephanopoulos. or whatever.
Hilarious.
And like that's their name, and like they're Cretan.
Yeah.
It's like really interesting. So as a result, the food was fucking unbelievable.
It was
And
great.
everything was so cheap. It was like insanely cheap.
yeah.
But like the food was like because like the food culture is so arrogant where they're like we don't need to import anything because we have the best shit
Yeah.
in Crete.
Yeah.
So we went to go eat and all the restaurants I would ask like where's the farthest dish, and I'm assuming if they didn't lie.
What does that mean?
Like, where's like the thing on this plate? What is the farthest thing?
So the cow, we're eating a steak. How far away is this
Yeah,
cow?
yeah.
Did you import it from?
Like every piece on this plate, there's all these different dishes, and the food was like amazing too because you had like Turkish influence, so it's like Mediterranean freshness plus like Turkish like spices and like style of cooking, so it was
Oh,
like wild.
wow.
And I was like, "What's the farthest thing away?" And the guy looked at me, he's like, "The goat cheese." I was like, "Really? How far?" He was like, 10 kilometers. Really? He's like, "Yeah," and that's how it was everywhere that we went. And we just went to like
Wow.
random like street shops, and like all the food was like super super local.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sick. And then it was just so cheap. Everything was just, and there was no one there. That was the thing that was crazy to me. Like of all the Greek islands, like, I guess people go to like Mykonos and
Yeah, Mykonos,
Santorini.
is beautiful.
Santorini, all that
You see
shit.
the pictures; it's crazy.
And- but like
Corfu, I think.
Crete, there was no one there.
Did it look like the pictures that you see of Mykonos, Santorini,
Yeah,
etc.?
I mean the buildings were different. Like I think
But
those
like the
are-
water, I
Yeah, yeah.
personally like the ocean and the
yeah, the water was
Insane.
insane.
The
Yeah.
water
posted
that he
one
was
picture,
sending
looked
pictures
crazy.
of was 10 times
Yeah, the-
better than what you're getting in Mykonos.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, forget about Mykonos and Santorini.
Yeah, go to Crete.
Go there.
Genuinely
go to, like,
so cheap. That was part of the reason that we went because we were looking at flights to other places in like the Mediterranean, and it was just so expensive.
where
especially-
Greeks are going, like Patmos, Naxos, Antiparos. I think
Yeah.
that's like the
Naxos.
future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of
Naxos.
that. Yeah.
And but like it was literally we went to one place and it was an old monastery that turned into a hotel.
Oh yeah.
And they do like full body massage, and then you go straight into the
they have the
restaurant.
baths?
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
do the baths. They do
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did all of that in one night. It was like a 5-hour experience. There was like bottles of wine, the whole deal. They gave us the check. It was like 120 euros.
Get the fuck out of
Two
here.
people. It was like I couldn't believe it.
for the whole day.
Yeah, yeah.
And massages.
Literally. Yeah, it's insane. I was like, how is anyone making money? And there's also like a weird like
I don't think they
socialist
are, to
streak.
be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a weird
They
like
don't care about the money.
Yeah, so there's two things that like there's a weird socialist streak in Crete. Like I think the mayor of the town or of Hania where we were is like from the Socialist Party.
Yep.
So like there is sort of like an ethic in Greece that's like, oh yeah, like we kind of share and like it's not all about making money. But then on top of that, everyone owns everything. So like everyone owns their houses. And
Right.
the restaurants have been owned by those
They
that
don't
family.
need that much.
Yeah, so
They're
like
not
we
being
went,
squeezed out by some fucking
we
greedy
went to an
landlord.
olive oil place and they were like, oh yeah, we've owned it for 500 years.
Yeah.
And then we married into another olive oil family and we've been living in this place forever. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, we can charge like a little less for stuff and we can make the margins not as much because what are they going to do? Take away
Yeah.
our land? Like, no, we live here.
And when the things you value are, relaxation, time with family, and
Oh, yeah.
food, wine, like when those become the valuable things in a society, not just like gaining as much resources so you can buy stupid fucking watches
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we do, it doesn't matter as much. There's not as much posturing for the money.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure money's valuable. Like the fucking richest people in the world are these goddamn Greek, what is it called?
Greek shipping.
Shipping
Yeah.
families and all that kind of stuff. But still, it is cool to see.
But if you're not one of them, you don't feel like, man, I'm missing out.
Yeah, because there are other things.
Whereas here, you're always looking at the richer person. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh God, I wish I had that XYZ.
Yeah, but like there's no fancy cars, like no Bugattis,
Yeah.
no fucking whatever. Like it just felt like, I don't know, it was just awesome. I would definitely go back.
There's a when we visited. I'm bringing this up for a reason, but we visited Positano when we were back in Amalfi, right? Which is awful. Don't go. And I got like fucking flagged on Instagram. They're gonna take my Instagram down because whatever, it doesn't matter.
Because you were shit talking.
I said if somebody says go to Positano, punch them in the face, and that's violence.
Inciting violence.
God.
So so it's a whole fucking thing. Doesn't matter. Positano's awful, but I got to thinking about how a city just kind of gets destroyed. And I'm like kind of curious if your guys' thoughts on this because I was in there and it was all like the touristy shops, like kind of like almost like souvenir shops. It's not as bad as like the souvenir shops here, but like the souvenir things are things you would wear, I guess, in Amalfi, like the flowy dress or like a fucking plate that's white and blue. Or you can imagine like what it is. Okay. In Venice, this happened too as well. And here's my theory. A place becomes a popular vacation destination. And then everybody who owns property in that place turns their property into an Airbnb or rents it out, et cetera, because it's just so lucrative. Like you just have to do it, right? Okay. When people stop living there full time,
Yeah.
there's no need for a deli. There's no
You
need
don't
for a
cater to
grocery
residents,
store.
You cater to tourists.
You cater to tourists.
And the culture is the people.
And the culture is the fucking people. So it's like once the people stop living there, all the shops can't support things that would serve everyday people. There's no barber shop.
Yeah.
Right? They're not the things that we need and we love in a fucking city. And you literally see a city turn into a fucking museum. And I'm walking the streets here and I'm like, this is like a really magnificent place that human beings built like such a long time ago, and it is destroyed. And I'm like, first of all, what do you do? Like, how do you stop that?
Yeah, that's great. It's something going on with Italy specifically. I was talking to DeMarcus when I was in Paris, and he was like, they have something in Italy right now, and it's usually like in the towns, like away from where everything is at. They are selling houses from €1 to like €10. Like they're just giving houses away, but you have to promise to put in like at least €15,000 of work into the house because they're just trying to revitalize cities that are dying.
Yeah. Most people.
Oh, wow.
I've heard about this.
Did that in Detroit.
Fantastic deal.
They did that in Detroit though. There was a
That's right, they
Yeah.
did. You were even thinking of buying real estate in
I flew
Detroit.
out there to do it.
you would buy the house, but you had to put a certain amount,
Yeah, it was $1
$50,000,
for the house. You have to
$100,000.
put $20,000 or something into it. You have
and
to
you have
clean it
to
up.
then have someone live in it like at a certain point in time. Like there's like all these rules.
I remember the
stipulations.
reason it was like in Detroit, it was so wild that it was like anything you try to, like, let's say you try to put in new pipes or whatever, crackheads are just gonna come steal it.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna be doing this. You're on this hamster wheel.
nonstop.
Yeah.
That was, you probably made the right decision. But it's just one of those things where I'm like looking at this and I'm like, if I'm the mayor of one of these towns,
Yeah.
how hard is it telling these people, like, hey, you can't Airbnb your fucking house. Even you should be able to. It's yours. You get to make the money. You should be able to make money and go where the fuck you want. Like, you invested. But at the same time, if we all do this, it will destroy this city. None of us will be able to afford to live here. Am I describing gentrification? It's not even gentrification. It's gentrification's, you could argue, better because at least people live there. It's still like,
Yeah, they'll contribute to the culture in some way. It's not parasitic.
yeah, this is literally parasitic.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame, man.
It's ironic because I was actually in Little Italy last night. We were just walking through, my wife and me.
It's fucking-
And it's completely, it's
Disaster.
like real Italy. It's just all fucking gift shops. I was like, why are these in Little Italy? What's happening? And I assume that one is different, but like, that's probably rent is going up, and those are the people that can afford
Italians
to pay.
ain't living
whatever.
there no more.
Italians can't afford. Oh, maybe.
It's literally, they used to live in the
Yeah, I
area.
know.
They used to be in the area. That was where they existed. And now it's just people going for this kind of fake Italian experience. And those people don't need their ham shop. They
Yeah.
don't need their cheese shop. They just need a
One
restaurant that
grocery store
looks
I saw
Italian.
still there. And that was the first time I got sad as seeing a city turn into, like, a part of a city turning into a tourist thing. And I felt like the local. Because I went there 15 years ago. It was still touristy, but there wasn't fucking gift shops on every block. Like, it's Times Square selling the fucking New York fucking city shirt. I was like, what's happening, yo?
Yeah.
And I felt that sadness that locals feel when they're like, oh, this used to be so much better, man.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I think for whatever reason in Crete, the vibe was like, because there were some Airbnbs, we stayed in one, but it was a part of a bigger house. And I asked the people that were living there, and like they just lived there full time. And I was like, oh, well, would you ever like Airbnb all the places? They're like, no. I was like, why? And they're like, we live in the best place in the world.
Yeah.
Why would we give up where we live
Yeah.
just so other people can live there? Like, we're just going to take money to go live some shittier place?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It happens with persecuted groups, and I'm throwing Crete in there because it's a country that's been conquered multiple times. The one silver lining is they really learn to stick together, and they learn their community is their people, and they're very wary of outsiders, which is good and bad. But the good is you preserve and you stick together, and they're like, why would we Airbnb and allow more intruders to come in and take this shit over? That's a part of the reason I think Jews have been able to stay so close is because every 50 years somebody tries to fucking kill them all.
Yeah, they gotta
So
stick
they're like, we can only trust us.
Yeah.
And there's the one silver lining is they really stick together, and they preserve a culture better than anybody else.
Yeah. What if you do Airbnb tickets where like they only give out 1,000 a year and then you have 1,000 units that can be rented out and then that's it. So you don't just have everyone shelling out their place. And so you preserve some of the people that live there at their rental properties, and then the other ones you can just like apply for the lottery.
I would do, I think that's a great idea. And then I would also do find ways to limit the amount of people that can access it. So like if you have a ferry that goes from Naples to Positano where 2,000 people can just get dumped on, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But if you have to take a winding road and a little car and
Hana,
there's no
Hawaii, and Maui. Did you guys do Hana?
No, but is that the same thing?
It's like a 6-hour super sharp turn.
Yeah.
They call it Divorce Highway. Yeah.
Rotahana, just 7
Well, they call it
pools.
Divorce Highway because it's gorgeous. It's like actual rainforest in Maui.
You and your wife are gonna
You're
fight.
driving, you're freaking out, and then your wife is like, "Oh my God, look how beautiful!" You have to see that, and you're like, "Bitch, I'm trying not to kill us." And it's like, but on the other side, it's preserved apparently because people don't make it there, or they get halfway and they're like, "Let's get out of here, bro."
But the ferries are to serve the people that can't afford to get over there. Like then you're.
So
But what's the
that's
issue with
the
the ferry?
elitist thing. Like
What's the issue with the ferry though? Like,
Well,
is that eroding culture?
it brings in like the most erosive,
Why?
right? Because the people are literally there for the day, might not even eat.
Not even maybe the date
like-
for the photo.
For the photo, it's like
90 minutes.
It's
Well,
like
that's what happened in
It's like what
Venice.
they say with Venice, like the not only the ferries, the
It's
cruise ships.
The cruise ships are causing erosion, flooding, all this.
Oh,
No, not
literally.
even that. Like they literally, the people go there and don't spend a penny. They go there, they take a picture on the bridges. They don't support the local ecosystem at all. They don't buy. They might buy a fucking gelato, but it's like at least if people are staying in hotels, there, Airbnbs, they're supporting the restaurants. They're supporting
There's like
the
a local
nightclubs.
tourism, yeah.
Exactly. But this is the worst version of it, which is here's my picture in front of the thing. I'm gonna jump in the water, and then we're back to fucking Naples. Now the problem is that as you create this elitism, like. St. Bart's is preserved because it's a pain in the fucking ass to get there. It's the road to Hana, essentially. It's like you have to fly to Miami, to fly to fucking Trinidad and Tobago or some shit, to fly on a propeller plane, and it's done on purpose. They're like, we are not gonna make it convenient to get here, so just rich people on their fucking yachts can go, or somebody willing to go through this whole trek can do it. Now, I'm not saying that's good because only one group of people ends up being able to go there, and St. Bart's is a made up thing, it's not real. But like the cities on the Amalfi Coast are like real, with real people who've been there for fucking thousands of years. Yeah. And thousands of years are just wiped away now.
But a bunch of people going up and taking pictures, I'm like, I don't know how that impacts the culture.
Those souvenir shops are there for them.
Yeah,
right.
that's
and now there's no deli for the guy to go get the fucking ham because he can make way more money selling napkins.
Right.
And now there's no basically there's no infrastructure for people to actually live in the town.
Yeah, a grocery store is less likely because people aren't living there. They're going there to take I want a T-shirt that says I was here and a picture that says I was here.
And all the food shops aren't selling local food; they're selling
tourist trash.
But it's also a seasonal visit. So
but it's
those
like
people, I think there's
4 months.
far more people that are serving the tourist town of there, because if they want to leave, they can also.
Yeah. I think go.
Barcelona does a good job of preventing that from happening. They have, like you were saying, they have the permits for Airbnb.
Really?
Yeah. So they limit the amount of people who are allowed to
Airbnb makes
so
sense. The cruise ship
the
thing, I'm
city
like,
keeps
it's hard-
its, like aura.
And also the
government
cruise ships.
oversight.
There's elite like business people that own, like they want to do the fulfillment, like refuel those cruise ships, do the provisions, all that. So it's always going to be someone that's
You were
that's
saying
Italian mob.
There's
That's
a mafia thing in Venice, right? Like
whether it's mafia specifically or just like elite business folks that just like are like, no, we still need these cruise ships to make some big purchases.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things. And I guess what happens, you just move further down the coast.
Yeah.
This is how, you move to the next island. It's like, it wasn't always, maybe Mykonos was there and then people are like, this is too much. And then Santorini pops up and then that's too much. And then it's.
Trust me, all those Italians, they know of that small little town 10 minutes away.
We went to it at the end. There was a place, Minori, which is just further down the Amalfi Coast. And it was like, we're like, this is like, you heard people speaking Italian. Right? You didn't see a big fucking cruise ship out there. Like it was really cool. And like the waiter didn't speak English.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's what you should seek.
That's fire.
Cinque Terre that people go to, it's like 5 towns on the thing. You take a 1 minute, when I tell you a 1 minute train to the next town over, you will only see Italians. Like they're fine.
Yeah, and that's where I guess I don't know if it matters as much because like they'll always find their community and they'll always find a new way, and then tourists will chase the culture, and then it'll go to another spot. And
but at some point, does it flip back around?
This is capitalism, my friend.
Wait, what?
Just let the dollar decide, right? They'll figure it out. They'll get a new place to stay.
But I think they will.
You know what I mean?
Italians will find a place to live where they can live their like authentic Italian life.
But sometimes
the other side of that capitalism is that you have government intervention, stabilize rent, whatever it might be, that incentivizes the people to stay within their community, within their culture. They start to build, they start to like try to keep tourists out in certain ways. There's like islands in Florida that won't let cruise ships come because it ruins them.
Yeah.
So it's that sort of like flip-flop of like, is it better to preserve a island or is it better for those people all to get money and then the culture
move
to
and go
leave?
somewhere else? And listen, I think there's arguments for both. I think the reason why like I'm so taken by this is that the way that these cities are built is a miracle. And now they don't get to live in the miracle. Like it's like thousands of years it took to build this. Like they're on the fucking cliffs. Like I don't even understand why humans decided to do it. And then having to leave that. Whereas in America, we're like, we live in this community. It's like, dude, this patch of fucking dirt that they put square houses on is not that different than another patch of fucking dirt. You know what I mean?
Growing up in Texas where it's all strip malls, and I didn't understand when people would come from like wherever and be like, this is gross.
Yeah.
Now seeing more, you're like, it's sanitized is the only word I could think of. I just hate watching it become this sanitized thing. It's like, we're all experiencing the same thing. Everybody's eating out of Five Guys or whatever. Like essentially, your life is just this.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. And then you lose kind of the global. So even if it spreads from town to town, we just move to the next place. The only hope it has is that town that we've all left 15 years ago ends up becoming more authentically whatever again. Otherwise, it just spreads from town to town.
That's a good point. Like it could lose, people could lose interest in it. And then, people move back in.
You know what I'm basing that on is gentrification. black people or whatever get moved out by white people, and then
White
weirdly it
people get
seems to
bored of
flip
it.
back, and then black people go to the neighborhood or the city that 30 years ago used to be amazing and now isn't anymore.
That's the mall to downtown thing. So when white flight happened, everyone left the central cities and
they went to do the mall.
they went
stuff.
out to the suburbs.
Yeah.
Malls became the thing, and now the cool thing to do is to live back downtown.
Yeah.
So it's like all the downtowns of like
downtown
cities.
LA is it's rough, but still it was
No, but
being
like
really
downtown, like,
developed.
downtown like Detroit, downtown
Detroit is like a
whatever,
cool
like
art
Cleveland.
haven.
They're starting to get cool
Yeah.
again, and the lofts and all these things that poor people had to live in are the cool thing. It's Soho, basically. The same thing happened here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think it was like more of like a vacant lofts that artists kind of inhabited.
Yeah.
And then they like created legislation where like it protected it. Like
They did.
my parents' place up in NoHo or whatever, like they were only allowed to buy it because they were artists.
Artists in residence, yeah. I guess it's sort of different, but it's that idea.
I hear what you're saying though.
Once they left Soho, they went to Chelsea, and then Chelsea,
Yeah, Chelsea is a perfect example. Fucking even north of Hell's Kitchen, like when we were growing up, was rough.
Apparently, yeah. It was called Hell's Kitchen. I can't imagine it was good.
Yeah. I don't know how to fix these things.
But you didn't like Amalfi this time as much?
No, I really loved it. It was beautiful. They told us to avoid Positano, and of course we fucking went. And but it's just it's so beautiful, man. It's
Poured rain the whole time.
it rained every day. It rained every day. I mean, like that's also wild when you're going everywhere on a boat, and like the storm is coming.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And like you need to find a port.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you see the storm coming this way and you're going at it and you're hoping you can get into this port before the storm fucks shit up.
It's crazy.
And
Bro, would you want to do that? Would you want to live on a boat for a few days?
I was thinking
That'd be like a dream of mine. To like spend like a week on like a fucking boat. Wake up in the ocean, look out, no land.
so I'm looking into this. One cool thing about the boat,
That shit would be awesome.
well, no, specifically, it's so fucking expensive. But one cool thing about the boat, and I didn't realize it, is I'm at this hotel in fucking Amalfi, and every morning I wake up and there's this beautiful view, and I'm like, this is just perfect. And then I saw these yachts that are parked like outside, right? And I'm like, why do people want to fucking do the thing? And I realized it's a perfect view. No matter anytime you're on a boat, it's a perfect view. You're looking at the cliffs, you're looking at the ocean. Like it is what people look for their oceanfront
You get the
property.
view. When you're in the hotel, you only see the water. And you're like, I wonder what the cliffs look like. Boat, cliffs right here,
Water
right
here.
Yeah.
It's just,
Turn around,
If this
180
was a
degrees.
restaurant, it'd be impossible to get a table. It'd be like,
Yes.
it's like the perfect spot.
But how cool would it be if we got a boat and then for a fucking, I don't know how long because they're so goddamn expensive, but let's say it's like a week, right? We got a boat and we like island hopped in fucking Greece and Turkey for a week.
There's actually
And they're so close, right? Like,
yeah, but you don't like. You're thinking also like, what's the super crazy yacht? There's these really cool.
Let's sail. I'm talking about, I want to sail.
No.
I don't want to get a fucking sail.
They're called
Yachts are
boulettes.
yachts.
And
like a
they're-
catamaran thing?
No, it's like it looks like an old pirate ship. Sometimes they use sails, but most of the time they can do it by motor if it's like flat. And they do one from like Bodrum, Turkey to Greece.
Let's row.
And I've
Let's
been
just
on
row.
one where we
There's a bunch
stayed
of
for
guys
like
drinking
7
and rowing.
days.
Didn't
and
work
it's-
well for me,
It's
bro.
magic. The sailing part.
You guys were rowing. You could have rowed anywhere. Okay? That's your fault. Go back home.
We can't see. We're under the fucking boat.
I'm just saying. I think we get a boat. We fucking sail. We do a pod out there.
I think it'd be really fucking cool.
Don't bring any
Catamarans are
supplies.
fun
Fish.
because there's just such good surface
Desalinate
area.
the water.
Yeah.
No, but if you go, I've done this also in like off of Sicily, and there's like 4-person crew, but the chef has like a tiniest little kitchen, but the fish is so incredible over there,
Oh, yeah.
and they have olive oil, salt.
That's all you need.
Fucking fish, and they all know how to make incredible pasta. All you need.
Well,
it's the most incredible. Like, don't need the super yacht. Like that.
I'm curious,
kind of experience.
because I don't know anything about it, but is it possible where the boat is traveling to the next destination while you sleep?
Yes.
So, right?
That's
So-
usually what they do.
Okay.
And there's like places like there's a live active volcano called Stromboli that you see at night erupt. And if you the cool thing is if you actually then take us because they're pretty slow, but if you have like a speedboat with it, then you can actually go in advance, go to an island,
Oh,
get picked up. Just
If it's a big enough boat, you'll have a tender or two of them.
The
That's
tender,
just- the tender
for
just to
anybody
go to the actual.
I just found out what the tender is recently, but it's a boat on your boat.
Oh, the
Yeah.
jiggity dende?
The jiggity dende.
There you go.
And But wouldn't that be fucking sick? Is like every morning you're at a new fucking island, new view, and we don't have to eat on the boat. What we could do is we could take the tender in this part of the world. This is new for us, but like everything is accessible by boat. Like in New York, the idea of like taking a boat to a restaurant is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like
You
it's
had
almost
a bit about Staten Island.
but the
Yeah,
Staten
I'm not
Island is-
going to get pussy by boat. That's
this
crazy.
is not even a question. But this, you take a boat to these little beach clubs. They got the fucking chairs. They have a restaurant, whatever.
Yeah, but we
You
gotta
always
work
do
though.
two, like you do 2 meals. Mark wants to do work.
So there's gonna be one captain who knows what he's doing, and then all of us have to learn a job on the boat, okay? And then we all do training 3 days before, and then we go on the boat, and then we all have
Mark
a job.
might be the one to ruin Burning Man. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
it's
I didn't think before.
I want to just tie
I'm
a
gonna be the
balloon
first
string
mate.
to him
I'm
so
the
we can
first
find
mate.
him. Just really high. Would you do it if we put like 100-foot little rope?
I'm just gonna be
Little
it,
string.
just a little kid with a
Yeah.
balloon. Yeah, I'll do it.
And I'm sorry, but it just sounds like what you guys are describing is just a cruise ship, but you just want a smaller version by
We
yourself.
want a cruise ship without the people that would go on a cruise ship.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fire.
Because every
That's fire.
that's what I'm like, guys. This is what a cruise ship does. It jumps around from island to island. You get off, you eat at the place, and then you get back on the ship. and then you
Destroys the
sleep.
local economy and culture.
Yeah. So you just want a small
We don't want to
version
do
of
that.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
want to have our own little private one, and we're waking up in fucking, you know what I'm saying? A little Santorini in the morning, get some fish, go lay out, swim, boom, back on the boat, and then you know what? We like Santorini. We'll stay another day here. On a cruise, you can't do that.
That's true.
Or
That's true.
we'll stay 2 more days here. Fuck it, take us to Turkey.
Yeah.
Get them hair plugs. We
Yes.
can do anything that we want.
Go into the
On
land.
boat.
Getting hair plugs, bro.
Find a sea shanty, take her back on your shoulder, you know? Throw her on the
sea
boat.
shanty?
Yeah.
I'll make a deal though. If this trip does happen, you could drop me off in Turkey and I'll do the thing.
Will you? Will you do that thing that benefits only you?
Should I do it before?
How can we turn this down?
God, this is such an amazing deal for us.
You have to give
I'm
back.
gonna be on a boat so I can look like a fucking retard with a headband for the whole time. I don't care.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Can I swim with it?
What?
Can I
No,
swim with
you
it?
can't swim with it. No.
Then I'm
Your-
not
your
doing
trip will
it.
be
I'm doing it
ruined.
after.
And you can't get sunburned either. You're gonna get a sunburn on your
Hey,
head.
we accept the deal, Dub.
I said the drop off.
You're gonna stay in the under cabin making fish all day. That'll be perfect.
That would be fun. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
I'll be first mate. I'm in.
Yeah, you could do both things.
This would be
I
sick.
would leave this motherfucker on an island like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just so quickly.
You would have a black pearl. That's you. Go.
Yes, I want to do that.
All right, and we're back.
Yep.
Back from the pee break. Okay, Al, we haven't spoken about your time in Paris. You went to Paris with Wheezy.
Evidently,
First
you
I
loved
went
it.
to
Obviously.
Israel.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that when we were in England.
Yeah.
Because you went to Israel before London.
Yeah.
So I just got lucky because she was already out there. And so with this last minute trip, I was just like, yo, where you at? Let me just link up with you and shit like that. And so she was going to Israel because she has family there.
Oh, God.
And it was amazing.
Oh,
so I
God,
get
that's the
there.
best, dude.
I get there. The family's like so excited that I'm coming and shit like that.
Yeah.
They had like a Thanksgiving dinner. So it's like the best experience of
Yeah.
what you can
Yeah.
get being
Ever.
there because
Yeah.
you have like
Yeah.
home cooked food, a family, like they speak broken English, but they're still just like so excited you were
Yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
that was so amazing. And then we go out in Tel Aviv at night. Me and her are able to just walk into any place because like we have the American cool factor apparently.
Okay.
And so I learned this after the fact. So we bump into some black guys. They have American accents. We're like, oh, where you visiting from? We're like, no, we live here. It's like, oh, you moved here? Like, no, we were born here. We're from here. So apparently during the civil rights movement, and when Malcolm X was like, oh, we should go home to where we're from, a group of black people actually left. And so first they went to Africa, and then
Garvey. I thought it was
they
Garvey.
traced back a combination, and then they traced back their roots to the 13 tribes
Yep.
of whatever.
Yep.
And so then like 10,000 people settled in Israel.
Wow.
And that's the largest group of African Americans outside of America.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy talks with a southern accent, American, but he can speak Hebrew. Like he's
Get
grown
outta
up there.
here.
It's wild because you don't run into them that much. Like for all the times I've gone,
Yeah.
I know they're there, but like there's a lot of Ethiopians that are there, and like that's like what black people, I guess,
Yeah.
would be, but not African Americans.
Yeah, African Americans. in
Say,
Israel.
Hebrew
So dope.
Israelites or
But he hates that, you know, the ones on Times Square dressed in crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's nothing like that.
Two of my roommates
Yeah.
mentioned those. It was weird
And
to watch
so-
them devolve.
And then he was just hyped that we were there. So then he like took us around. So he took us to like the Western Wall and shit like that. And like other areas. So it was just dope, like having like a tour guide.
Israel's sick, huh?
Yeah, yo, Israel's fire.
so stupid,
Tel
though.
Aviv
It's
is
like-
fire.
Here we go.
I'm not going
He's
until
gonna
I
make
go
it
with
about
Dub,
him.
though.
He's gonna make it about him. Go.
Like,
go.
I had a
Literally,
great
this is about
experience
him.
there.
No,
Okay.
look. First of all, I was touched. You went to the wall. You did the thing.
Yeah.
Respectful and all
What'd
that.
you put in the note? What'd you put in the note in the wall?
I can't tell you. Welcome
Tell
true.
him.
What do you mean you can't tell?
It's like
You
a
don't
wish.
think there's some fucking Hebe on the other side reading all those notes?
It's like a Tropicana commercial. He's just gonna put orange juice through the wall.
No, but there was one picture that he
I can
posted that he was
finance this
in
loan of interest.
he was in the old city streets, and I was like, oh, so you went to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre? He's
Oh,
like,
yeah, this is
what?
great. Yeah.
I was like, the crazy thing is, you walk through the Arab Quarter through Jaffa Gate, and you on the way to the Western Wall, like you hang a quick right,
And you get to
it's
see it.
literally where Jesus
Jesus is
after he was
fucking-
taken down from the cross, was put on the anointing stone and
Yeah.
prepared for burial, and then his crypt is right there. It's literally, and then they
You
built
get
a
to see
church
where
on
Jesus
top
went
of
to
it.
heaven, bro.
Yeah, dog. And as a
time-
French Catholic, you should care about that. Okay? That is important to you. All of a sudden.
Nah, next time I'll go.
Next
I
time.
definitely want to go back.
If
I
you're
was
not
only,
religious, or if you're another, that'd be crazy to
Nah,
see. That'd
We
be
got to go
fire
as
to
a
see.
as a group.
I was
And
only there
then-
for 24 hours.
I will say this: Dove will curate the most amazing. I'll give you this credit. The experience.
I just want to
It's
baptize Mark.
fucking-
Let me dunk you in the.
Yes,
Man,
100%.
Jordan.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be sick, dog. Wait,
might-
if you
yeah,
get
we didn't go to the
baptized,
Dead
you have
Sea
to
and shit
convert.
like that.
You didn't go to the Dead Sea.
No, I said we didn't. No.
Yeah. Well,
No,
I had a
there's
good-
so much to do.
Yeah.
All right. The first thing that happens, I get a text from him. He's like, dude, food's amazing. Next was like, yo, these fuckers all look like you.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
son,
yeah.
it's Dove. There's
Yeah.
just a bunch of different versions of Dove out there.
Yeah.
And then the girls,
Decent.
Joints. Yeah. They got
Like,
joints.
They
bro.
got some pieces.
I'm gonna get a
out there,
house when we
bro.
go out there. That's gonna be fun.
They got pieces out
you
there.
know what?
Get a house.
But the day after we left, there was like some bombings and shit like that.
Yeah, I canceled mine. My trip. I was actually gonna go out there. I was just like,
There were bombings the day after we left.
I know.
Right in the area where we were at. Yeah, kind of nuts.
Really?
Yeah. And then Paris was cool. So like Weezy was at in Paris a couple months prior, and so she made a few friends there. Same situation. It's like we went to their spots that they go, not any of the touristy shit.
Yeah.
We went out at night.
Food?
Like
You like the food?
food is great.
Yeah.
I think French is best white people food.
Wow.
Really?
Best white people food.
I think culinary
I
experts
would
would
split
agree.
it.
Yeah.
You were no, but hold on. You were
That's why I
talking
do
about
food.
it from Italy. It's French. You give meat. You give pastries.
Yeah.
Italy. You got pizza, pasta, and fish.
Yeah, pizza, pasta, fish. It's Italians all the way. Italians cannot do anything that's not Italian. The French, I think, a little bit more dynamic cooks. Like they can do. There's like French influenced Asian cuisine, which kind of makes sense because I think the French
It's
were-
Indochine type of like.
But weren't they in Vietnam? I think the French colonized like parts of
Indochina.
Asia.
Maybe.
Yeah. So like that kind of makes sense, but like they'll do like fusion shit way better and just like dessert way better. There's not even fucking
And
close.
even like just simple shit is just like so
Incredible.
much better.
Like a croissant. You're like, what is going on
Yeah.
over here? Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that's fair. But if you're not fucking with pizza or pasta from France over Italian pizza.
Nah,
or
I didn't
pasta.
even try while I was there. So
It's not worth it. Sons of bitches. There's yeah, we gotta do Israel, dude. We gotta do a
This was
holy
a
trip.
Fun trip, man.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
And
And
we
London,
gotta take,
London,
we
we
gotta
had a
take
great
you
time.
to West Bank, son.
Yeah, bro.
I could be open to it. Well, I mean, you know, Jews go there.
Yeah, but not for like
Yeah.
I want to do a
not-
comedy
not
show
that
there.
nice
I'd be
for it.
happy there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not, you know.
What do you want? What do you want me to
How are
say?
you going to curate
Yes,
our
I'm
trip?
down.
What are you going to do for us? What can we do
Where?
in Israel?
Everything.
Everything?
Now, Dove will take
Everything?
A to Z. In Israel.
We're gonna go to
because
the Gold Dome.
By
Place.
the way,
If we go to Israel,
wow.
The
Dove's
Golden Arches?
entire
Al-Aqsa?
Jewishness is on the line. If we go to Israel,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
so he's gonna prove he's gonna have to overcome.
I just don't want to be Andrew and just sell you on it right now. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We're just going to go.
Love you, Andrew. I appreciate.
That was good.
Yeah.
No, I'll
I
say
wish
this.
I didn't do it. I was probably my insecurity
I'll
wanted
say
to
this: when he
oversell it.
first brought up Burning Man, it was at the point where like we're putting together this fucking London adventure, the trips, just so much like of this special, all of this, and I'm usually very responsive to Andrew, and he I think you could feel it. Like I was just like, I don't have the fucking logistics ability in me right now to do it, and he became super producer. So thank you for
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
But no, I got Dove on board
on board for what?
for Burning Man. He wasn't 100% on board initially.
What?
if it wasn't like calling me per se, because I do have things I just feel like I
Right?
know what it is. Sometimes I'm just okay.
Speaks in, like dance
Other
lyrics.
times,
Like everything in his life is like an Avicii song. It's like it wasn't calling me in that moment. I didn't feel the energy in my soul to move my feet. Like what is happening?
I need a dance, maybe. Something needs to get
And
these
actually, I
things.
completely identified with that.
I was very
I said, I was
Frenchy.
like,
but
yeah.
I felt that.
Can we, now that we're finished talking about travel, fuck, I had one more thing that I want to say about your, I don't know,
Outfit?
not his,
I thought you were gonna bring up something.
no, maybe it was our time in London or something like that. I don't know. London was fire
South
too.
London
shit.
was
Love
fine.
London.
London was great.
We became
best.
locals very quickly in terms of like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to work. Let's just like,
Yeah.
London fucks with us.
I like that, man. I
Yeah.
like going out there. I feel bad about the chicken girl. I do feel bad about the chicken girl a little
I feel
bit.
bad.
I don't know.
Pointing out an observation.
Yeah,
Say
you,
again?
you legit just made a joke that was the most obvious joke that no one had made. I don't mean the discredited joke. I mean,
thank
it's
you for
been
doing
sitting
that.
there to be. I mean,
I gotta
it's,
feel bad about both things.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
Jesus
had
Christ.
to
Cancel
make
this
the
girl
joke.
with hack material,
Yo,
bro.
what
Imagine
the
that.
fuck, bro? Yo, I feel bad for her not because she put out a new show that she's doing just today, and it's a cooking with her.
Yeah.
With this white guy who I guess is a rapper, but it looks like she's doing the cooking with the white guys, and then it's just chicken for the black people.
I make the chicken with the white guy, and then I feed it to the black guys. It's community service when you think about it.
We are just not about cancel culture here on this podcast, so we're not gonna cancel nobody, even if you are feeding the blacks the chicken.
Hey, keep doing it.
Keep doing it. But yeah, no, this was London was fire. I like this. I like us traveling. I like us getting out there, and I like us putting together this content internationally.
Yeah, London was fire.
Yeah, London.
I love London.
London is cool.
It's my favorite city.
Now we gotta talk about this fight this weekend. There's
I
a very
know.
cool fight, and we have
I
a
know.
friend of the podcast fighting
Yeah,
this weekend. Kamaru
absolutely.
Usman is fighting this weekend against a British man named Leon Edwards,
Yeah.
and they fought once before. Usman beat him.
Yeah.
This is before Usman became, in some people's eyes, the pound for
Super
pound,
Saiyan.
Super Saiyan
Yeah.
GOAT. You know,
Yeah.
me right now, it's always going to be Izzy, but you know, mad love to Kamaru, and he's looking fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
So, who do we have this week? I think Kamaru does it. I think he gets it
Kamaru
done.
does it. I want to see the betting lines because I want to use my Schulte stimulus.
Yeah.
But I also wonder, just as a different conversation, let's say he beats the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
Let's say it's easy. What does he do next? What can he do?
So he had this interesting thing about going up 2 weight divisions.
yeah.
Because where he is right now, he's at, I believe, welterweight.
Okay.
So Izzy's at 185. So he's at 170. Izzy's at 185. And then after that is 205. So he doesn't want to fight Izzy because they're homies.
205.
So he's like, I want to go up 2 weight divisions.
That's fucking
And then
crazy.
fight at 205.
Jesus.
That
Christ.
would be wild.
That'd be insane.
That
Can't
would
he
be
just-
absolutely insane.
Who does he fight at that?
So the champ at 205 right now is Yuri Prohatska. I'm probably pronounced his name wrong. He had that crazy fight with Glover Teixeira that was fucking a war. It was insane. Glover Teixeira beat Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz beat Izzy when Izzy went up in weight.
Yeah.
So it would be that same kind of belt.
Yeah.
Now, please believe if Usman goes all the way up, fights and wins, people are going to be clamoring for a fight with Izzy because that could make him a 3-division champ.
Oh, fuck.
And you figure, well, if you can win a belt 2 divisions ahead of you,
Yeah.
what's going to stop you from winning it 1 division?
But
Can you
also,
win
people
that?
might give him that already because if you beat
That's
the
what I
guy
was
who
thinking.
beats
So you don't need to
Stylebender,
go do
you
it.
don't need to do it.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see anybody beating Izzy right now. Izzy's got the crazy fight that's going to be in New York. I can't wait for that shit.
Chief fight,
Man,
yeah,
I
November.
just booked shows that fucking weekend.
No!
In Wisconsin before Izzy announced.
And that's
I
a
was
good
like,
club,
I want to
too.
do
I would
comedy
say
on state.
cancel, but that's a good club.
I specifically was like, we need to do comedy on state before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Found that open weekend, took it, and then Izzy.
I think that's Thanksgiving weekend, though.
No, I think it's like November 10th or something.
What,
10th,
thanks?
11th, the Izzy fight.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that is just, I mean, that's going to be fucking crazy. And I think Izzy takes him out, and I think it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
The thing with Izzy, I think we realized, and like Ariel Helwani had put this great when I was on his pod. He's like, none of these guys, people are like, oh, these fights with Izzy are boring. It's like, none of these guys are trying to take the belt away.
Yeah.
They're just trying to survive out there. That's not how you become champ.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're putting all the onus on Izzy to make the fight interesting. It's like, well, what about the guy that's challenging?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah.
defending. Yeah.
Izzy's he is the champ already. Come get it, bro.
This is
Yeah.
what they were saying about Mayweather. Same thing.
Come
It's like,
get it.
You have to beat him.
Exactly.
He don't gotta beat you.
He's already the champ.
Yeah.
And Izzy's been to war. He's done 5
You've
rounds.
seen him do it with Gastelum.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
prepared to die.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped for that because this guy, one, he's the guy who knocked out Izzy. But if you watch the whole fight, Izzy's fucking him up. The guy, they should have stopped the fight. Izzy's like got him up on the ropes. The ref just let him go, and then he caught Izzy with that fucking left hook, and the guy got fucking crazy pop. But what I'm excited about is now people think there is a threat to Izzy. Before there was nobody.
Yeah.
They were just inventing threats. Be like, oh, it'll be this guy or that guy who's gonna have to repeat fighters. He's always fucking demolished.
Right.
Now there's someone who are like, oh no, this guy could make it happen.
Yeah.
This guy could beat Izzy. So now we're interested, we're excited. It's in the fucking Mecca, right? The Garden. But also, we have someone who I think only knows how to go forward. We're gonna see if he's able to do it once he starts getting touched up by Izzy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And back when he fought Izzy, they were with boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it feels when you up on the ropes getting pounded on with these little tiny mittens.
Yeah.
But
You know what I'm
what's
saying?
the difference between that? I don't actually
Boxing
know.
gloves will probably be like 8 ounces in the lowest, and these are 4 ounces.
Okay, so,
So
it
it
hurt.
hurts more? Okay.
Interesting.
But
Yeah,
the,
way
rest
less
of,
power.
the rest of the card this weekend's amazing. It's Kamaru and Leon Edwards.
Yep.
Paulo Costa, Luke Rockhold.
Yo, that fight's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be sick. And
Paulo
then-
Costa, Luke Rockhold, both go in there, bang. I mean, Luke's been getting knocked out a lot lately. A lot of people say he's getting a little bit chinny, which means like it's
He's
easy
starting-
for him to get knocked out.
Yeah.
But which does happen. I guess once you get your lights turned out a few times, it's just like your ability to
I remember
take
you
the
saying
punishment
that your chin gets shorter every time you get knocked out.
shorter.
It gets easier to knock you out. However you
Yeah,
work.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
And then Jose Aldo
Oh,
is
dude.
fighting Marab Davishvili.
Yeah,
Some Georgian dude. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the guy that Jose's fighting, but Jose is just a fucking legend.
He seems like the favorite in the money line.
I mean, it's hard to bet against Jose. He's just,
No, I'm sorry, Marab.
yeah, he's I guess the up and comer.
Yeah.
Yo, asshole army, all those Patreon questions that you sent in, we're not answering them shits this week, okay? But we are gonna answer them next week. We gotta bank a couple episodes because obviously we're gonna go out to motherfucking Burning Man and be zonked for a good week. So make sure that you put them in now. Miles will sort through them. Fuck with Miles as much as you possibly can. Make his life difficult.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay? Next week, we're gonna knock those out. So thank y'all for fucking with us, and we'll see you next week. Peace.